when I saw this story over the weekend, I said, oh, man, listen to me.
Hear me now and believe me later.
But listen to me soon. Steph Curry did an interview with CNBC early Monday morning. And, talked about his career and everything. It's a normal interview. And then was asked at the very end if he would potentially want to pursue a broadcast career. And he said, quote, "Oh, for sure. I've seen guys that have give through it. A lot of ex-NBA guys in the booth now, whether it's commentating in studio. Draymond's got his path set up. He said, but I want to be patient about it, I think, and about what the right opportunity would be for me, because anything that I do, I want to be all in on it." So it's a good thing. Steph Curry looking to potentially get into broadcasting after his career is over. Now, let me just say this.
Is he going to chew his mouthpiece while he talks?
Yeah, the first number one thing. If you do that, there's television's going to break across the country.
But he would make you know that it was a tense moment.
You can't just chew your mouthpiece when someone else is saying something you disagree with. Although that would kind of be interesting if suddenly Draymond or Shaq is saying something, they cut to Steph, he's just gnawing on his mouthpiece. Yeah. It would be interesting. I would look away, and then I would have you tell me when is Steph Curry not chewing on his mouthpiece, and then I would look back.
You would zoom in.
No, I can't stand that. And why they keep showing him when he's chewing his mouthpiece. Like, is that it's not interesting. It's like, why you don't show people brushing your teeth on television? It's not interesting. It's disgusting.
Sure it is.
No, it's not. No, it's
part of the human experience.
No, it's not. It's certain stuff you should do behind closed doors. Brushing your teeth is one of them.
And watch Knicks games.
And what? Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
Dude, that's like going into the old theaters in Times Square watching Knicks games. What are you talking about?
Steph, you can't chew.
You're not supposed to be here.
Can't just chew your mouthpiece. You got to say something about this. No, it doesn't matter if you know. But here's the thing. Steph Curry, rethink this. You are too nice for NBA television. You are not NBA, not the network. You are too nice. You have too good of a reputation, and you see what it's like when you go on. NBA guys are hot take machines. That's all they do, right? The NBA athletes that have come on in the last 10, 15 years everybody is now bored of the age of, well, I got to say hot take, and I got to say really incendiary stuff, and I got to be a killer. I got to be a killer and not be upset. If I call Tyrese Halliburton overrated, he gets mad at me. If I call this guy this, I got to be okay. I'm having a feud with another NBA insider. NBA guys, when they come on they are killers. Former athletes are killers. They will take on anybody. They will badmouth anybody. They will say incredibly critical things. Steph Curry's not that guy. He's just not that guy. I mean, look, you see the image and the image that Steph Curry has, right? Can you see Steph Curry saying something like, "Jalen Brunson, what are you doing? That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible." But in the NBA, this is what cuts through. We've seen it, right? In most sports, this is what cuts through. But in the NBA especially, because guys, they love the rivalries, man. They take what they were playing and they just bring it back into the studio.
Which is funny because all the criticism of today's NBA is these guys like each other too much. When really it's not. And you could fight about the, quote, old head versus young guy and whatever else. But look, if you could get paired up with Draymond Green, I'm all in. Because that's 15 years of institutional knowledge to where all of a sudden he may just boil over. But you remember what you did when you jacked that guy up in practice? You screwed 3 years of my life.
3 years.
Jerk.
I'm chewing on my mouthpiece.
We should have had multiple titles, but you jacked up Jordan Poole.
Yeah. If I thought that could happen, I would say great. But that's not who Steph is,
well,
right?
Maybe he throws the mouthpiece at.
He's not all of a sudden going to show up and say, oh, yeah, now this guy sucks. Karl Anthony Towns is terrible. He can't play defense. He's terrible. Steve Kerr doesn't know what he's doing. Last 5 years of my career, we were running a war. That's not who he is, right? And what I say that is because...
But maybe he's been under lock and key this whole time. And he's just waiting for it to come out.
Say this.
Wait for it.
Look,
wait for it.
The comp is, think about Tom Brady, right? And how much he struggled this year. Brady also has a great reputation, a great image, interests outside of broadcasting. If you're going to come in here and you're going to succeed, you got to say, I don't have friends, and I got to go out and I got to come out and do the show and say what I want to say. And what does Tom Brady do this entire year? Watch what he says, watch his being critical. When before he got the gig and he would do the odd podcast, once in a while he would say something, oh, you think that maybe Tom Brady's going to be able to be okay with putting blinders on and saying critical things about people. But no, he doesn't. And he's too nervous about what to say and what he wants to say and the plays he breaks down. And because of that, Brady had a first year where it was like, wow, it was really underwhelming. And he needs to bring it in season 2. Is Steph Curry really gonna? Is the same? It's the same guy, same image, same. Everybody loves him. Are you gonna go on and say things that are controversial, that are 100% takes about people that maybe he's not the? There's gonna be something to disagree with you, and people are gonna get in your DMs and say stuff to you. Does Steph Curry strike you as that kind of guy? He doesn't, and you see this because the world is littered with incredible athletes that have gone on television to be analysts, and in the end they disappear after a year and a half because it's like, well, you really didn't light me up with stuff you have to say. It's great. You could tell stories. That's awesome. Tell stories to a podcast. But when you're on TV and the big story is how so-and-so played incredibly poorly and you're afraid to say something other than, well, it's a tough night for him. Oh, no. That's not how it works in this business, man. We see it. I think the NBA television is Steph Curry is too nice.
I think the difficult part of it would be, and the thing for Brady this past year for me would be the stuff he processed in milliseconds in his head. Everything that he sees, like flashpoints, would take 2 minutes to actually explain how he gets through that decision making. And that was the analysis this year, right? All the things he would see pre-snap and into it. I'm like, all right, encapsulate that in 15 seconds. That just takes so many reps, right? So many opportunities. And I guess that is the question for the offseason, that get cleaned up. I would see Steph Curry probably as the same way. The way he operates, the way he flows in a game, taking that to the broadcast booth would be the same thing. It's like, well, I saw this on a prior possession and this and that. And no,
yeah, that's great.
Right there.
Matt Guokas could say that. Stan Van Gundy could say that.
But it'll be more a vanilla process. Why do you always go after Matt Guokas? What did he do to you?
I like saying Matt Guokas.